The mighty Minis take on the Mustangs as David and Goliath here at Laguna Seca take it away. WeatherTech Raceway has never seen the like, and away go the Minis. Absolutely superb. Our Group 10 Race 2. Take it away, boys.
Folks, I mean, he got into the role. He buttoned up his collared shirt.
He put the bow tie on.
Yeah, he put the bow tie on, hands in pocket, and we stood up and was at charge. But beautiful, beautiful stuff.
I'll bring the trilby next year for it. Look at those, like you said, those Mustangs don't know which way to go, do they? They can't run on the race line. Look, they're all over the shop.
No, and it's, I tell you, they're going to, right here is when they're going to get eaten alive by the Minis, is this section from turn 2 to turn 5 is a handling portion, and that really is right up the Mini alley. But then as we get here, right as soon as they turn that apex of turn 5, it's an uphill battle all the way to the corkscrew, and that's when you're going to see the mighty of the Mustang.
Is it me, or can I hear that song? It is a self-preservation society.
See, now you can see the Mustangs are going to make their move all the way up this hill, right? So it's just half of the track is really in the heart of the Mustang.
Just a few notes there from the Italian Job, made so famous by the Minis. A wonderful film if you've not seen it.
I believe that's Matt Johnson. We just saw a picture go through there and got a little interview with him beforehand.
I love the way we asked the art of driving a Mini down the corkscrew, and our answer from one of the Scottish Mini drivers, Mr. Baird, was Graham Brad, I think it was. He said, you just throw it in and hold on.
And stop it.
Stop it and hold on and stonk it. I love it. Well, the Minis are leading as we expected, so the Brits, as expected, here on foreign soil, doing the business, showing the Americans the way. A 1, 2, 3, 4, almost impossible, surely, for the Mustangs to catch up at this stage, wouldn't you say, Andrew?
Well, you know, this race too, and we saw that play in the earlier race on Friday, and I think the Mustangs were happy to let these Minis kind of dash it out and race against themselves and burn their tires down, and then you know, let that American muscle swoop in and do its job.
What inch tires would be on these 60s Ford Shelbys and so? How big?
Oh gosh.
All I know is
28-inch tire.
20-inch tire. So you're up at a 28-inch tire versus a 10-inch tire.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the wheel size would have been, you know, probably 15-inch wheel or 16-inch wheel on the Mustangs.
And by the way, on a serious note, we're having a bit of fun. It's the end of the day, but think about this in terms
that looks like an 18-inch wheel.
Yeah. Think about this in terms of logistics. There are hundreds of boats out in the LA Bay right now because we all know what's going on. There's a problem with basically distribution everywhere around the world because of COVID. It's caused a huge blockage. And imagine this: there's a bunch of Mini tires out there, so they didn't get here for the weekend. So they had to import special Mini tires from Australia just so they could go and race.
There you go. I mean, that's one way to go about it. You know, I do know that, you know, Hoosier builds
They could have got them from Indiana.
Yeah, Hoosier builds tires right there in Indiana, and I know that a lot of them are on Hoosier tires. But also, it's all on what your preference is. You may have your car set up not to, and the amazing amount of grip level they provide. But yeah, this is a good race coming forward here in the front. You know, Dennis Racine, and then you got Harinda da Silva and Andrew Nelson and Andrew Waite. You can all throw a blanket right on all four of them as we got a pass there for second place.
Whoa.
A little bit of a lockup.
They are side by side, missing out the 52.
That's Andrew Nelson with a little bit of a lockup, trying to get around.
That's what they call a half Nelson.
I love these two. They wag the dog a little bit. You'll see him hike up the inside rear tire. It's kind of fun to see sometimes, especially around the Andretti hairpin. You can catch that.
You know, I've seen some demo Minis where some sort of what I would call, demonstration stunt riding in a Mini, and they're some of the finest, and they can literally get on two wheels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, a little Joey Chitwood action, right?
Yeah.
Oh, looking up the hill. Is this going to be a pull up the hill? No. Going to tuck back into the slipstream.
Now, here comes the first of the mighty Mustangs on its way to challenge the Minis. But if I know my Minis, they'll get 4 wide and stop him in his tracks.
Well, you got to be very 4 wide because that thing is
maybe
coming.
6 wide.
That boy is coming. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, I would love to
Mike
be out
Bakayoko.
Here he comes.
Mustang is coming.
Well, we had a close look at this car, particularly beautifully prepared, the 111. And it's in fact, to be fair to all those Mustangs, they weren't in the historic Trans Am race, but they're here and showing their wares here. That 66 Mustang in these amber glow colors that's coming quick. Mike Biacco and Ken Adams, like we said, they do a pit stop very soon coming up as the sun goes down. But as you can see, he's now bearing down on them using the mighty muscle of that Mustang, Mike Biacco and Ken Adams.
Bakayoko. So he is driving nice and tidy. If that's indeed Mike and not Ken behind the wheel, whoever that is behind the wheel.
I think Ken's the replaced driver,
is driving really nice and tidy behind the wheel of that, and is definitely making ground on that British contingent in front of him.
Right, stiff upper lip, boys. You've got to hold this Mustang back now. He's in 5th place at the moment, but for how long?
You've got an Italian inside of a Mustang. He is ready to go. I can promise you that. I can speak from experience.
There you go. Coming into turn 5, he's already over them. Surely by the time we get to the Ray Hall straight, he's going to use that muscle.
Well, I love the camber that you see in the front of these cars. Give him to turn on like that 30 car. You see that camera on Herendros de Silva's. You can see the lean of the tires when I'm talking about the front tire. You can see how they're leaning in towards the top. The Mustang, horsepower up the hill.
Yep, here he comes up that Ray Hall straight.
Mike grabs a spot from Andrew Waite, and he's a P4 right now, and he's on the hunt to get to Andrew Nelson. He'll be next on his crosshairs.
Into the corkscrew. Well, he hasn't made any impact on that front 4 just yet, but here he is, he's passed. Or he's got 1 Mini behind him and the 3 in front of him. Down the hill they come into Rainey.
So you're back into a little bit of Mini territory here, going down the hill from Rainey all the way through 12. But then you're going to climb the hill a little bit to turn 1 down the front straightaway. So then you're going to gain, again, the Mustang will gain a little bit there. And then, like I said before, turns 2 through 5 are pretty much Mini territory. But you watch out for that Mustang climbing the hill 5 to the corkscrew.
All right, spread out over the Andretti hairpin. Here he comes. He's sneaking around the outside. He's taken 1. He's taken 2. He's up to 3rd place.
Oh.
The race is on. Goliath is coming, and David's in trouble.
Yeah, David does have nothing in his slingshot.
He's got nothing.
As we got a driver off there, that was the number 52. That's Andrew Nelson. Doing a little bit of rallying in that rally car.
That was a full press, not a half Nelson.
Yeah, right.
So he gets it back in gears. The sun is going down, but the racing's just heating up here in our final race of Velocity Invitational. What a weekend, what a fun time everybody here has had, including us here in the commentary booth. Thank you for all those who've visited us, and my thanks to Kiri as well, and to Kev for putting on a great show down there in the paddock and entertaining us. And look at this, great mini race too as well, just behind the 3rd place now, Mustang.
He might be taking the lead right now.
He's taking the lead.
Yeah, that's Mustang taking the lead.
But remember, there's a pit stop.
Yeah, that was for the lead, and he is gone. He's been lapping about 3 seconds a lap faster than these minis. So once his tires came up to temperature, this really became Goliath's race for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful sight. Look at how nimble those minis are. It's great to see. I honestly think I've just fallen in love with my own country's car again. If I want to go racing, I want to race a mini.
So we're going to see you cruising around Trans Am paddock in
my Mini.
Yeah. I can see it. Your Mini attached to the back to your RV.
I mean, you know, I could put it on the back of an RV, to be honest.
Well, pretty easily, yeah. Pretty easily.
Love it. So, into the lead goes the American muscle car, the 111, the 1966 Ford Mustang.
Mike is doing a great job. Like I said, I mean, he is really driving this course to perfection.
Yeah,
he's hitting all his marks. Driving the apex as well. He gets good drive off the Andretti hairpin there into turn number 3. It's going to be hard being a Mini to beat a guy who's driving that tidy, honestly.
Yeah, to prepare. Ken Adams is going to get in the car, and we may see, as this battle for 3rd place continues, we may see a little bit of jumble of the field when we get those pit stops. And we saw yesterday that, or Friday, excuse me, that that pit stop for that automatic or pit stop they have to take. I've forgotten the word for a second. It's getting late.
It is getting late. It's been a long couple days, my friend, and They'll get. I believe if I read that right, the first broadcast that we did on Friday night, they get
mandatory.
They get a double. It's mandatory, and they get a double yellow too, around the midway point. So right around 20 minutes into this session, they're going to get a double yellow for 5 minutes. And I think in that 5 minutes, that's when you have to get your pit stop done.
Gotcha.
And I believe you have a minimum of 3 minutes that you have to spend in the pits.
Just got a shot of the 88. That's the Austin Mini Cooper S of Greg Wald and Dave Morgan. Dave Morgan about to get in. There's the 51. Quick glimpse of him. That's a British Leyland Mini 1275 GT. We saw that GT, if you remember.
We did. It was. We went and walked through all these, and they were just so much fun to look at. And these are drivers that we've also seen just in absolutely every aspect of our weekend, and drivers that participated in this entire weekend. So it's really quite eclectic group, not only from the muscle cars to the minis, but also from the driver's point of view.
Good little battle here between the 52, who's been grass tracking a couple of times already. The little orange Mini as he locks up, does the 52, the orange 62 goes high and wide, and at the wheel, that's Andrew Waite. He's not in the mood to do that right now.
No, he's hustling, that's for sure. He's definitely getting that thing in there. That's nice. That was a good rotation.
What a wonderful spectacle and a great way to finish the day here at Laguna. The sun is definitely going down. We're going to be in the dark very soon. But we just got a little bit more light than we had on Friday night. They started a little bit earlier.
They did, I think so. And we're going to be done. It's going to be, session is built to go till 5:30, which that's been pretty dark here around 5:30. So it'll definitely be, again, hard to see for us in the broadcast booth. So we're counting on the 111 if it's still leading to lose a headlight during the pit stop, and that's going to keep us honest. But in all honesty, this is going to be a lot of fun. The footage that we got, and the in-car footage from the earlier race on Friday, it was just absolutely spectacular.
That must be quite a feeling. I've come down in my own rental car down that.
I have my nieces that'll call that Tickle Belly Hill.
Tickle Belly Hill.
Yeah, because you get that tickle belly when you
tickle
your belly when you come down the hill.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
A little Tickle Belly Hill.
Now, interestingly enough, we've already got one of the minis in the pits. It's the 32, or is it the 22? I'm not quite sure, but he's not far away from our position.
Boy, they're getting defensive down the front straightaway here too. Yeah, it does look like a mini chicane. A moving mini chicane, and boy, we're off track again here in the number 30.
They really do want to turn that hairpin into a larger corner than it really is.
In a driving school, we call that an OCE.
Now, that's
an off-course excursion.
An OTC. Okay.
OCE.
Oh, OCE. I'm OCD. So that's De Silva's there with Timothy, his son, I believe. So that's good. So we're going to swap over father and son racing here. We used to do the three-legged race with father and son at school, but not racing cars.
It'd be a three-legged mini race. That'd be kind of fun, right? You have to share the gas pedal.
That would be real fun.
No, stay.
Oh, me and my dad would be arguing the whole way around.
I think we just created a new sport.
I think so. My dad used to race minis and rally.
Three-legged mini races.
Yeah. So here's your leader coming down out of the corkscrew in our final race of the weekend. Who needs Formula One when you got this?
I'm telling you, who needs it? No, it's been a fantastic weekend, and to echo your sentiments, Jonathan, I hope everyone that's tuned in with us and will watch this in the future really enjoys any of the coverage that was provided here. The amazing camera shots, the crew that's behind the scenes working with us, they're the ones that make us look great up here. And just these fantastic shots all day and all weekend long. And so again, a huge thank you to everyone behind the scenes, everyone here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. The entire staff is always just a treat to come here and be involved and be a part of this, any event here at this great facility. And a special thank you to our guests that we had, and just wonderful, wonderful guests that we had through here the weekend. and Velocity Invitational and the team, Jeffrey O'Neill and the whole group there, and just the phenomenal job of the execution of this event. You would have thought that this is literally the 100th anniversary of an event like this, the way they pulled it off.
Yeah,
so
remember, this is only this.
Yeah.
I was about to make that point. This is only the second ever Velocity Invitational. We had one 2 years ago at Sonoma. And listening to Jeff and listening to Ryan over the weekend, they're making notes. They want to improve. They want to grow the event and grow the interest in the event. It's had great interest already. We've had great sponsors and great guest sponsors. We've had McLaren Formula One. Can't ask for more than that.
No.
And I know that Zach Brown is committed to coming back again next year.
And Zach sits on the advisory board
Right.
for this event, so he's heavily vested in this, and you could tell by how accessible he was for us this entire weekend. He came up here to the booth and spent time with us and shared some wonderful sentiments. He spent, I would count at least 2 interviews with Kev and Kiri down there. So just great work from that point of view. And I think they're only going to attract more and more. And Ryan Lewis said it best when he was up here. And I've known Ryan a lot of years, and he would not just sit here and bark these things just to say it. But there's cars that just, you've done these for a lot of years, and you see cars that you've never seen before, and you're like, oh, wow, that is like straight out of it. We saw it with Stefan Johansson with the Sterling Moss Mercedes-Benz out there cruising around and just making beautiful music out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of what I read in the program about this sort of, David and Goliath challenge, and it says Ford versus Mini rivalry could be said to have started at the famous Monte Carlo rally of 1964, where Ford featured a V8 powered Falcon and BMC ran its greatly underpowered Mini Cooper. The rivalry has continued over the years. The incarnate of the Mini versus Mustang vintage races will take place this weekend, and here it is. I love it. And there's your top leaders. Well, we've had one pit stop. We've got another one right in front of us. The 32 car is in.
And I think I was wrong with my assumption that there would be a caution at the halfway point, since we have exceeded the halfway point. So they're not going to do that. This is just, I believe the pit window is open for you to be able to do your driver change. Yeah,
I'm just watching that now. The first of the Minis is in. And at the moment, as we say, it's Ford Mustang from 66 leading. From the 1966 Morris Mini Cooper S of Dennis Racine, the man putting this all together. There's your pit stop window open, and there is pit lane with, 4 Minis in at the moment. No Mustangs just yet.
I feel like it should be...
Or Michael Caine going, come on, boys. Right, we've got this. We can do this. We can do that. Just blow the bloody doors off. Beat those bloody Mustangs. I could see it right now. Michael, if you're over there in Hollywood, come on down.
Nice shot at the leader, accelerating up and making short work here.
Yeah, he's got some traffic to deal with, though, that's for sure. But he hasn't pitted yet.
No, he has not. No.
The Minis are not done. The Minis are not done. By the way, Ryan Turry is about to get into Matt Johnson's car. And I asked Ryan is one of the organizers with Jeff O'Neill of this event. And I said, you're surely not going to race in a weekend. I know Jeff races, but that's what he does. Ryan's running the event. He's in race control most of the day. If Ryan does get out there, hats off to him, because I think he should.
Oh, for sure. No, I mean 100%.
In comes the first Mustang.
Enjoying the race.
So the first of the Mustangs is in. The bonnet is off
6?
One of those Minis.
Was that the number 6 that came in here?
Or for the Americans tuning in, that's a hood.
If it is a number 6, this would be the one that Ryan Turry would get in. I do not see them making a driver change, though.
Okay.
So I think you might be right in assuming that Ryan did not get out of race control to get down in there in that car. But he's going to make his mandatory stop.
Well, we obviously want to keep an eye on the 111 coming in, because he's at the top of the hill at the moment, just about to dive down the corkscrew. Here he is.
Yeah, you figure his stop's going to come any second now. You don't want to miss the window and suffer a penalty, because I'm sure there's penalties for that.
And there's the Andrew Nelson Nick Swift car. Andrew out of the car, having done a little bit of off-tracking. And here comes your leader through turn 11. Now, is he going to pit this time? He's certainly coming towards the pit lane, but no, he's on the race line.
Fades right back to race line.
Okay. Another lap completed. He's gonna hold on till he's lapped the field.
And let me guess, you're going to try and get a black flag for not having his lights on yet?
Well, I don't understand. There seems to be a problem again, falling foul to the rules here. No lights on the Mustang. I think there will be an inquiry at the steward's office. Anybody from Great Britain, please head to the steward's office and crowd it immediately.
So I think we just lost all our Greenlight TV crew to that request, Jonathan.
Okay, yeah, they're all down there. No, it's definitely that the bonnet is off that. Couple more minis coming in. So that mini, I don't think in the foreground is going anywhere.
May not be surviving, to go out again.
76 has got the
doors
open.
But they're removing the bonnet of that 76 as well. I mean, it is like a sheet of paper on top of that is the bonnet on these cars.
In comes the 19 as well. Doors open. The 424 just popped in as well. That's a driver change. I think Gary Dreen is actually driving that on his own, so he'll just hold station and then go back out again, which is also an option. You don't have to do a driver change.
I'll also tell you what we see here, too, is a really neat signal by one of the drivers trying to call the driver in. He's got a little strobe light.
Good idea.
On pit wall.
Or is that to distract the opposition?
Trigger the epilepsy of somebody out there? That would be a cruel trick.
It would be. So down the hill again, we're seeing a push now for the 37. We've got 3 men behind one on the minis. Out goes the 61. We're watching what we're watching out the window as you look at the leader coming into 11. Will he pit this time, we wonder?
No. Looking at a no.
Now he's got some traffic in front of him. Out goes the 37 and the 61 back out on track. So there's plenty of action in the pit lane at the moment.
I mean, he's only got a 1.5 second 177 of Dennis Racine, so he's not exactly just pulling away from second place. This is still a race,
this is not over.
And Dennis has not pitted either to do their driver change. So this is very like Formula. This is very Mercedes-Benz Red Bull Formula One fight here. Who's going to do the undercut, Jonathan?
Can you imagine all Formula One drivers doing a mini race?
David versus Goliath race here.
That would be fun.
Oh, you could certainly get, I believe, a Sebastian Vettel involved in that, a Daniel Ricciardo, a Lando Norris. There's definitely a list we could put together, the modern Formula One driver that would jump on board with that in a heartbeat.
Well, actually, probably even more fun would be getting retired Formula One drivers.
Oh, that would be good times too, right? Well, that's a driver switch, right? Modern Formula One driver has to switch to a retired Formula One driver.
There you go. So the lights are sparkling in the darkness now as dusk settles here over California and the Monterey Bay. A beautiful weekend. It's been beautiful weather, great racing, spectacular cars. Hats off to the organizers and to the Scenic Route for putting on this event. So many of the other organizers, Laguna themselves. It's been a long wait to get this race on. They had to give it up for a year, which was a real shame, because they were ready to go, but obviously COVID stepped in and got in its messy way. There's Gilbert Hakim in the Shelby GT350, beautiful car. Out goes the 65 from pit lane, one of the minis.
Mark your calendars, though, 2022.
Here we go.
Mark your calendars, 2022.
Here comes your leader into the pits. Now, he should be handing over to Ken Adams.
October 14th to the 16th, 2022. If you want to be a part of this invitational, Velocity Invitational, mark your calendars.
So, as expected, the dominance of minis continues as Mini lead this race again. Clearly, the muscle car's not up to it. I jest. Mustangs. I'm going to get the Mustang fraternity on my back, especially the man next to me, current Mustang driver.
Yeah, right. Exactly. The 969 has made their driver change, so that's going to be Randy Unsby given over to possibly David Cooper.
Yep, should be. Oh, look at that! What a great shot that is. Nice stuff, Matt.
Oh yeah, we're looking for Ken Adams, but I don't think anyone got out of that Mustang. Did you see anyone get out of that, Jonathan? No. I believe that whoever started that race, if it was Mike or Ken, they are staying in it.
And there is the number 62. The back of that group. It's Andrew Waite, Martin Lauber. It's getting busy out there, but we're shuffling through the pit stops. Anything you can see out the window, what's going on in pit lane? Anything exciting?
No, I'm not seeing really anything other than the standard action. We're looking like we're checking maybe some fluids on that 66 car. The 19 out, so I believe the 19 car. Look at my notes here and see who we have in the 19.
So at the moment, it's Dennis Racine, who stayed out there in his Morris Mini Cooper S.
John Breslow in the 19 just left the pits. The white Mustang is back in. That was Matt Johnson. It seems to be come back in.
Yeah, we heard from him before the race started, and he was very excited.
They're taking a torque wrench to the right rear, so it might be he might have felt a vibration. Just wants to make sure.
Now Marcus Hayes and Ed Lamentia in the 1971 British Leyland Mini in second place, and it's Chris Locke and Ed Lauber in the 65 Austin Mini Cooper S moving up to 3 as the pit stop shuttle the order.
Joe Huffaker just made their driver change, and then number 12 Mini Cooper, orange and silver.
That's a good story. Huffaker actually raced minis for a long time in SCCA and won, I think, seven titles.
Yeah, legendary name up here.
Yes,
so there's your leader right there, Dennis Racine. Has yet to make their pit stop, so I believe we should be seeing them dive down any second now, you would figure.
Do you think you could get away with not making the pit stop because it's dark?
You know,
unfortunately, data doesn't allow that.
Until you said something, yeah. I mean, they could have got away with it. So that was the only chance that your British Mark, I think, had to win, and I think you might have blown it for him, Jonathan.
I think
I've
ruined it. I've ruined it. I've let the plan out.
No, he stays out for Dennis does.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, you got Mike Bakayoko or Ken Adams, one of the two, sitting here on pit road still. That was the dominant car until the pit stop.
Wonderful, wonderful way to finish the day. So cool. Chris Locke's just done his fastest lap at 155.8. That's hooning around in an Austin Mini.
Yeah, that's stout.
That's very good. Top speed about 92 past the start finish.
That's not a bad clip. I believe we got a little bit of a smoker here on pit lane. I believe it cleared out, you know. It's British, so you just had to start it, rev it, talk to it, you know, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, put a safety pin in it.
Yeah. There goes Mike Bakayoko right there in the 111, heading back out.
He's going back out. Good. Well, he had been leading.
So the pit stop is done. He has completed his mandatory pit stop, so now it's up to seeing what Dennis Racine does. If he was able to really plant some laps down there while they had some clear racetrack in front of them, really maneuver the traffic, because it's really all going to come down to how they come back out in the pit stops and how that all blends.
Yep. And he must have to come in fairly soon, Dennis.
You would think. This is...
well, you keep an eye out.
I believe they would have like a rule, right? I mean, we're almost 10 minutes from the end of this race. This race has got... Oh, no, he's going to cycle another lap.
Well, he's going for glory.
Going for the glory.
Fake it till you make it. 66 heads out of the pits. And that's Michael Levine and Seth Huntley. So Seth should be at the wheel now. As back out on track now is the 111, who led the early part of the race and should shuttle back into the lead, but we'll see. It's never necessarily a truth, especially if the car that takes over the lead doesn't come in. can't be easy actually when the sun's going down like this with lights blaring everywhere and hard
well,
to see.
you should be appeased. The Mustang I see, the lights are on, so
Yeah.
they got your call.
Yeah, they got my call. 2 more minis going back out on track.
Really beautiful shot there.
How about
the
that? The Monterey Bay in the background. That is super.
Bay in the background, the lit up paddock. It's just breathtaking, every bit of it.
You booked the restaurant?
Did I?
I don't know. Did you?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's
Well,
Sunday night. It'll be easy.
Well done at Pebble Beach, by the way. Just 2 shots you beat me by. Very good.
Oh man, I know, right? And I can't believe we could count that high.
No. And I've never seen anybody throw a frisbee that well.
I am quite the frisbee golfer.
Yeah. So the Mini Cooper continues to lead here, but for how long?
It continues to lap. Yeah, they lap, and so it's going to be quite interesting to see when they're going to come in and make work of this.
Well, maybe he can plan on a last-minute dash and then hope that
Hope they don't notice.
yeah, or hope that the Mustang gets held up. So Ken Adams up to 4th place already in the 66 Ford Mustang. There he is.
So that's either Ken or Mike. They never did a driver change, so whoever started the car is still in it. We got less than 20 minutes left in the race.
Well, that's still plenty of time. I'm wondering where this light's coming from. I think Lake's got a torch on his head. Lake, our cameraman, at the Corkscrew, has been there all weekend.
And for our domestic listeners, a torch is a flashlight.
There you go.
Not a torch.
Thank you.
A blowtorch.
Oh, I see. Yeah, good point.
All of a sudden, we have a bunch of minis on track, and we're speaking the Queens.
Absolutely, quite right. Absolutely, as it should be. Bonnet, torch, boot.
Right, absolutely. I see it.
Spanner.
I'm just trying to keep us all up to speed here.
Yeah, what are these wrenches you speak of?
The spanner.
Yes, it's
the
a
wobbly.
spanner.
What's a wobbly?
It's exactly. Well, I'm about to have a wobbly if those minis don't win.
The 177 is still trucking along.
Yeah, he's refusing to pit.
Refusing to pit.
His team manager, Mr. Michael Kane, refusing to
say
bring
no
the
more.
mini in.
You have his team is calling into him. Heat on this field.
Yeah,
keep it up.
Yeah. Ooh, what are the minis?
Got one dead in the water there. Right?
There?
Yeah,
The
we
yellow
got
flag.
a local yellow.
Now this could be perfect for Dennis.
That's a really peculiar spot, especially in the dark. So hopefully there's plenty of attention.
Yeah,
being shown to that.
Joking aside, this does not want to be. You
well,
want to make sure that they know he's there.
If you're following another car very close, you go to pop to pass him on the inside because you get a run and you don't know that there's a car parked there.
To be fair, you would never take that line. He's right underneath the marshal's post, who is waving fairly strongly.
Right under the light.
Yeah, so yeah, they should see him, but it is a precarious position for sure. So we've got a local yellow at the start finish, 16 minutes to go. Your leader in the 177 in the red and white.
This is what I would pit. Is there's a chance?
Exactly.
It's got a chance of a double yellow.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do it though. I think they'll push it. You'd probably lift a mini up and pull it over the wall.
Yeah, of course you could. I didn't see you pull your monocle at all out today.
Well, no, that's true. I haven't actually.
And now what are you going to do with it?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to look out the window. I can get a closer look at that yellow flag now. Would you like to look at the pit lane, see what's happening?
Maybe.
That's my Ted Kravitz device. And still the man refuses to pit. No, he's in. In comes the leader, and the Mini is in at last. Our leader comes in that Morris Mini Cooper S after a very, very good run. Dennis, now we do have a full course yellow. Dennis is a maestro.
I don't know if we're full course. I think we're still local. I think
we're still local. What, with 2 trucks on the spot?
No, we're full course, I guess. But
I would be very surprised if we aren't, but there we go.
They don't seem to be driving like they are, like we're under full course.
No, they certainly don't. Well, we've got 2 trucks, recovery trucks, to pick out. Out comes Dennis. And through comes the 111. So, plenty of drama in this one, as there was in the first race on Friday. And if you're in the area or you're tuning in, book your tickets for next year. This is a great event and a great holiday to be on this part of the world, to be in this kind of temperature in November. You really can't beat it.
Going to be a little earlier in the year next year, a little October the 14th to the 16th.
Yeah, be even warmer, yeah. Nice.
We'll have more daylight, be before the daylight savings time change too.
That's true.
So it'll be more daylight, and so we'll miss out on some of this maybe action that falls under the lights. But we'll still have all the fantastic action that we've seen in 2021.
Now, if I'm right in saying, here should be your new leader. And as he crosses the strip.
No, he was a lap down.
Of course,
so
he's
one
got
more
to catch
lap.
the lap up. Yeah. Okay, because of course it's a longer pit stop. But both the trucks have gone. That was quick. Good work by the marshals to clear that, because that was precarious. I don't like.
No, that night it was not a good spot.
Because it's at the kink, you know, and it's at a place where you wouldn't expect a car to stop.
It's not where, like, you're right, not your normal line, but it's not that. That's not the problem. The problem is if you're in
flat
a nip,
out there.
Well, if you're nip tuck,
yeah,
and you go to pop on the person that you're behind,
you would never see.
You have no idea who's there, and you're going to pop to the inside and wonder why they're leaving it open like they did, and you're going to be blasted into at 90 miles an hour into a parked car. Nobody wants to see that. So great move by the marshals. Great move by the
to keep things going,
great call by the Chief Star. And great job by the marshals to keep it all going.
Well, and of course there is the ever looming noise.
Then we have another car up here.
Another car parked up. So. It's all going on. 12 minutes to go.
That car was not in a bad spot, though. They could pull the green and they could hang out and watch the race from there.
There you go. Yeah,
that's not a horrible spot here. It's
not
a great
his
spot.
Lights are still on, so that he could be seen clearly anyway.
It's not a great spot, but it's not a horrible spot.
I'll tell you what, that floodlight. Well, here we go. Here's the safety car. Now this makes things interesting. Behind the safety car is the 65. Now I don't know how this will work in terms of, but there's that looming 111. And he could well be in second place. Now we'll see as they come down the hill, but the Porsche leads them through under safety, and we're going to have a great grandstand of 10 minutes or so racing.
Yeah, because they're going to get this group bunched back up, and then they're going to send them, I would imagine.
Oh yeah,
it will not take long. So because of the evening, we'll be done with our drone shots, but
great job. Fantastic.
By our pilots. I mean, you got the ultimate praise.
Yeah, it's not often when the Formula One team manager or team CEO gives you a compliment to your drone pilot. That's nice.
Well, that was the wave around. So you have now the Mustang of Mike Bakayoko and Ken Adams, the shared Mustang, sitting right up there in the front.
Yep. And they got a dive bomb him into Andretti, I think, when it goes for green again.
Well, that just got them on the lead lap. This was that right there just got them back onto the lead lap. So if they pass them next time around in the pit stop, that'll put them into the lead. But they are the first car single lap down. Well, now on the lead lap.
Moving up to third place, Shannon and Alex Penrith in a 1965 Austin Mini Cooper S.
I love the neon lights too. You can that team knows exactly when that car's coming down the hill from Wayne Rainey all the way down into, really, really sharp thinking there from those folks.
Now, heading out of free and getting in them all line astern. Out of the pits comes the 177.
Oh, did they leave the pits here, Johnny? The 177.
Yes. So, I presume that's Dennis again, because he's not got a at least on the entry list, he's not got a.
Well, he's got Dylan. Dylan Wittenauer is on the timing and scoring, sharing with Dennis Racine.
Okay. Well, he's added that from Friday, which is great.
So safety vehicles are still on course, so they might be.
Yeah, the one at the top of the hill. Yeah. Good stuff. By the way, Laguna Seca has never had a night race. There's a real reason for that, because of obviously the noise pollution or noise control that they have here. So they're very strict with it. So this is the first time we've had headlights at Laguna and racing effectively in near dark. Now that's why we've got a safety car. He's dragging it out of harm's way.
We want to make sure we have our lush greens from the Merrill Farms too. And
you're pushing for that sponsorship, aren't you?
Noisy nights don't really grow great fresh vegetables.
I'm going to see you in a broccoli-colored car next year, aren't I?
No, I love that. It was a great story. It was great to find that background in the family. I had no idea, and I've got a special affection for our farmers, and as we all should, they provide us all the good nutrients that we need to keep trugging along day after day.
Yep. So we now have, as we come to complete this lap, the leader back here behind the pace car.
This should show us on timing and scoring a lead change. As well, now you're going to call a black flag because it looks like the lights went out on the Mustang. But but yeah, I think we should see a change on the leaderboard, and we don't actually.
He's just gone into cloak mode. That's all.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's got the 177 is actually still on this lap. So once they come around to the start-finish line, we should see that change.
I see. So we await the restart, or the restart for racing anyway, for the Minis against the Mustangs. David versus Goliath, a great way to end the weekend. They've had two fantastic races in dusk to dark, putting on a great show. I remember going down after the race on Friday night, and the chatter was like a bunch of school kids after playing football or whatever. Just everybody chatting away and just really enjoying each other's company and talking about their stories from the race and so on and so forth. Great atmosphere.
It was. It truly was. And you could see there's so many people that extended their evening into tomorrow. I mean, the airport will be busy tomorrow morning, but tonight there's not going to be anyone leaving here.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think the party's going to continue. No one that we've spoken to wants this weekend to end. And this paddock has stayed full, where usually it's like, people tend to bail out once their day is done, and that's not what we found in this. And I mean, we got to, we're under safety truck issue at this point, but I believe we should be going green hopefully pretty soon. Because we're less than 7 minutes left, so if we went green right away, we're looking at maybe about 3 laps left. Okay. 3-4 laps.
Here we go.
I don't want to hear it about the headlights of the Mustang, John. I really don't.
I like the LEDs. Look at that. Well, there's a nice smattering of Mustangs in between all the Minis. Now, the lights, I think, are we done, do you think?
I think the hazards are still on, and usually that's a sign that we're not going green, and we're not.
No, fair enough.
I think we're going at least one more lap around here.
Which would.
And at night, it's so hard to pick up on maybe where the issue might be. We don't know if there's fluids on track
that's
somewhere.
True.
There could be something else that these drivers are calling in that we have no idea about. Oh, we're going to get a wave around. So I believe this is to get timing and scoring sorted.
I see.
This whole thing this issue we've been missing with timing and scoring. So this is the wave around. And this is to get everyone on the right lap. This is to get Dennis probably right behind the pace car. And then you'll see Mike Bakayoko pull up right behind Dennis. So this is going to delay it a little bit, waiting for the group to catch. So we'll probably get maybe a couple of green flag laps. I could see us doing a green-white checkered would be something that I would see in the near future for our final race of this wonderful Velocity Invitational.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. Any highlights? What's your highlight for you?
So highlight for me is that the Porsche parade was certainly a highlight to see those fantastic Porsches out there. To watch Pat Award, a little glimpse into maybe this possible future there in the 1998 McLaren, the World Championship winning Formula One car. That was special to see, and to have him up here share that experience with us, and you can just see the raw excitement in that young man's face, and to know what's going ahead for him, it's just that's exciting.
And as a journalist, to hear Pato say that he is going for the Triple Crown officially and recorded.
I'm telling you, you heard it here first.
Yep.
And I think that's the first he's spoken into existence. And if Patricio Award goes down in history as being the first driver to complete, we knew it right away.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
That's going to be a special moment, not only for him, obviously, but it will be for us too.
Well, am I right in saying Graham Hill's the only one that's done it?
I don't know, because did Graham win Le Mans?
Wouldn't have done Le Mans, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no one's done it.
no one's done
No one's done it.
it. It is still
Alonso was supposed to be the first,
Yeah, Montoya's won Monaco and of course the 500.
but never got Le Mans.
Nope.
Mario's won Monaco, and he's won the Indy 500, but never won Le Mans.
Well, there's time, tell him.
Yeah. Well, Le Mans was the only one he never won.
Yeah.
That was the only marquee event that he never got. No, the only crown jewel event he never got to put in.
I think he can put up with that.
So I'm sure they really want, this 111 to pick up a little bit of pace so that they can catch that group and go green as soon as possible. So I'm sure they're rushing them right along. I don't see where else the issue might be on track that would be holding them up, because there are some pretty heavy headlights out there, as you can see.
Yeah, they're already about half a lap behind the pace car at this point.
So that's good too, and it's up to the pace car too to slow the front up, to slow up the cars that they have. And we experience this a lot in racing. We do the wave around quite often. It's a mainstay in motorsport, so this is not something that is new. And just so the folks at home understand, timing and scoring is operated in such a way that it can't be tampered with.
No,
so
exactly.
You can't just add and take laps away from a group. You have to, and they've gone green. Green flag is out.
Okay, here we go.
Green flag is waving. So pace car's off the track and green flag's out. Our leaders being shown, timing and scoring is the 177 of Dennis Racine. With 2 minutes left on the clock, Jonathan, this is hopefully going to turn out to be exciting right here at the end. It seems to be a little,
I hope so. I hope we
bit
get
convoluted here.
Exactly, yeah. I hope we do get a bit of at least a sprint finish.
It will be certainly a green-white checker, as that's what time's going to allow.
Yeah. And I tell you what, there's going to be an almighty battle between the minis behind the Mustang. Here's your leader.
Yeah, there is the 177, getting the hustle. Right-hand drive, Mini Cooper, like nature intended, right, Jonathan?
Exactly, as nature intended. You got it. You'll get there. There's an Englishman in you somewhere.
So you're going to be over the moon if this goes through. I mean, this is, I'm calling a little bit of bad politics here that they called the green on it so early, but, at the same time, I got to put some responsibility on my man in the 111 for not closing up that gap a little bit stronger.
Here we go, down into 11 we come. 1 minute left in our David and Goliath race, the second of the weekend and the final race of Velocity. He's going to get the white flag as he comes round, and I can see it waving outside our window, and he does. 1 lap to go, though, the final lap of the 2021 Velocity Invitational. And appropriately, it is the 177 of Dennis Racine and Dylan Wittenauer leading the way for Mini. Into Andretti for the last time. And it would be rather appropriate if Dennis could pull this off, because he pretty much put this whole field together. with a little help. I tell you what, I know that Laguna is not set up for night racing, but they do a pretty good job with the floodlights they've got. Yeah,
they did a really good job of placing the lights, as we heard from the people that did compete. And also want to make sure that I clarify something I've been misspeaking as well, so that people that watch this aren't so confused. But they had 10 minutes left in the whole 45-minute session. You had to have your driver change and be back on track with 10 minutes left. So that was the rule.
Right.
So it's going to be important to see if the 177 made that rule and how that comes up. You know, because you were so adamant about the single headlight on the Mustang on Friday night. I'm going to really drive home the fact that I don't know if Dennis was out of there in the 177 in time.
Well, I just saw the Mustang come across the line.
Yeah, that's a minute 14 gap, so I don't see that closing out on this final lap.
Well, I think that is karma, as they say, because if Mini wins this one, it's 1-1, and then the race is on for 2022.
It is. We can start fresh, right? I say that I get in a Mustang and you get in a Mini next year.
Okay.
And we commentate from the car.
From the car. I like it.
We've got to make that happen. Yeah, you know what a pit maneuver is?
No, but you'll tell me. Here's the checkered flag. You'll tell me in a moment. Because Dennis Racine is going to take the mighty Mini to victory here at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, as it should be for King George, Queen Elizabeth et al. Well done. Well done, chap. Well,
you know, it's
done.
worth it just to see this excitement in you. It truly is, because, you know, that's one thing you do lack sometimes, Jonathan, is excitement.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
But no, I'm so happy for you guys. You know, the weekend started off with a big Americana win, and you guys get to end it with this. This is what a great day. It's special for Dennis and Dylan and that whole group over there, and I'm sure they're going to really enjoy and spray the Prosecco, as they say, and have a wonderful, wonderful celebration. This is P2 right here, the 111. Let's not forget Mike Bakayoko and Ken Adams in that 1966 Ford Mustang, giving a great showing, even though they were a bit robbed with the early restart, but that was a great showing nonetheless.
I think it was fantastic thinking by Dennis to hold off to do the pit stop so he got the full time while the safety car was on track. Excellent strategy there.
Now, that was Dennis's teammate that stopped on the front
that's
straightaway here, was it?
So here we go, second place coming across the line very soon.
Finding a little Nelson Piquet, Fernando Alonso.
A little bit of Singapore.
Yeah, a little Singapore thing.
Yeah, I was there at that race. Ken Adams then comes across the line to take second place for the 66 Ford Mustang, and it will be the Shelby GT350 from 1966 of Matt Johnson and Ryan Turry taking third place.
So this is like a complete flip of what we saw Friday. Now, if we're going to go with the dominance of a podium, then dominated on the podium is the Mustangs. You know, you got Matt Johnson and Ryan Turry in the 1966 Shelby GT350.
Do I have to
rounding out our podium?
The second and third, mate. I mean, no. Adam, do I have to remind you? You're howling at the moon when it comes to this.
Oh, I think I'm winning this.
And we'll give the final shot to Ron, and there he is. Nice work, Ron Bigford. And yes, what a night. The moon is up, and that concludes what has been an amazing.
A little bit of a flicker on the lights that are being on at the track out there.
I think it's time to go home.
Yeah, so it's, I think the bartender's trying to tell us last
lights
call.
Out, last call. Well, that would be baby shams all round for Mini, I say. You won't know what a baby sham is.
No, I can't even translate that, Queens.
That's all right. So well done to Dennis Racine and Dylan Wittenauer, Mike Bakayoko and Ken Adams, and Matt Johnson and Ryan Turry. We've had a lot of fun. My thanks to both Kiri and Kev, and to all our great cameramen and our drone pilots who've done a great job. We are going to howl to the moon, but my thanks to the organizers, to Jeff O'Neill and to Ryan Turry, and to Brittany Kinch for putting on what has been a splendid event. Well done to Greenlight TV. My thanks to Adam Andretti, who has always kept me solid, I hope, and kept us entertained. We'll leave that final shot looking at the moon. Anyway, we're just two fishes swimming in a fish bowl, as Pink Floyd would say. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. From me, Jonathan Green, join us next time for Velocity Invitational 2022, which will be happening in October next year. Get your tickets, look on the website, and join us next time out. Goodbye until next year.